G'day guys, welcome back. Now, before we begin this preview, I would like to take this opportunity to say a prayer for the game this weekend. And yes, so please allow me to do this before I get on with this preview. Dear God, I know you didn't listen to me, but for the first time in my life, I need you to watch over this incredibly important test match between the Wallabies and Fiji. Okay? May you reside over the game and give the players strength, courage, and determination to play the best rugby we can witness this weekend. And above all else, please keep all the players safe from injuries and keep the referee, Andrew Brace that is, the Irish one, okay? Keep his hand out of his pocket and the whistle out of his mouth. And finally, and most importantly, may there be big, juicy-ass grilled chicken in the post-match functions for all the players to enjoy. Amen. Go the Wallabies. Okay? With that being said, let's get on with the preview. First off, obviously, this is a very, very important game on the weekend. Both teams are basically facing eliminations if this game is to lose. Wallabies having a bit more leeway as they still got Wales to go. If Wallabies lose this one, they can still make it out of the pool by beating Wales. But it's going to be a difficult time because Fiji does have a bonus point advantage at the moment over the Wallabies. Whereas for the Fijians, if they lose this match, it's pretty much done for the Fijians. If they lose this match with 2 bonus points once again, like they did against Wales, there might be an opportunity if Wales somehow has a really poor run against maybe if Wales loses to what's his name? Loses to Georgia, there might still be an opportunity mathematically for Fiji to make through. But yeah, this is absolutely do or die for both countries. And it is one of those most important matches in Pool C. Okay? So with that being said, let's have a look at some of the news going into this match. There is a little bit of a speculation that Will Skelton, whilst being named in the team, has a bit of a niggle. And he might not be 100% with a calf issue going into this match. We might see a late change going into the game. Also, the prop, Tanela Tupou, the Tongan Thor, has been ruled out with him not being selected at all for the team. Jem Slipper has returned to the team at the tight hair prop position. He hasn't really played tight hair prop very much, and his performances last year in the tight hair prop, I think was against Scotland, wasn't that impressive, to be honest. So yeah, very iffy selections for the Wallabies. A lot of tight hair prop injuries out there. Just, yeah, it is just what it is. Tate McDermott is also another injury for the Wallabies, and Nick White has been caught up in the starting position for the Wallabies. So yeah, fair bit of injuries going in for the Wallabies. This will be in France, in Saint-Eltine. I don't know how to say this place. And it's going to be looking like it's going to be raining. The good news is it's going to be a bit cooler than, the 35 degrees blistering heat that we witnessed in the last round. This could be a bit of wet conditions, 29 degrees, but it could be very humid. So just because it's raining doesn't actually mean it's going to be very comfortable. It could be like a very humid conditions, and the heat might just get trapped in the atmosphere, and it just feels even hotter than if it was just a dry heat. So we don't know how this is going to affect the players. Hopefully, it's not going to be too much of an issue for both teams. The referee is the only Irish referee, Andrew Brace. He's pretty good in my opinion. He is very clean, concise, and I think he's gonna be a much better than Matthew Carley that from England last week. So I'm actually not too concerned about the referee going into this match. The history between Australia and and Fiji rugby. Fijian actually have never been in Australia in ever, and the only chance that it looked like was close was a 3-3 draw in 1961. But outside of that, Australia has been pretty dominant in recent times. And Australia has played Fiji multiple times in the Rugby World Cup. So actually, not multiple times. Last Rugby World Cup played against Fiji as well, where Australia... 2 World Cups in a row, actually. Australia played Fiji in Japan and in Cardiff Rugby World Cup. And Australia was able to win that as well. Oh, and actually 3. Whoa, how many is it? 2007, 2015, 2019? Have we played that many World Cups together? Really? Oh my goodness. Okay, so apparently we played 3 times. Anyway, so that's yeah. So we've been beating Fiji in the World Cup consistently. But this is a different story in 2023. The Fijians are on the rise with the introduction of the Fijian Endurers. A lot of the players haven't been getting consistent game time with each other, and a lot of drastic improvements over Super Rugby. And Eddie Jones has been brought in to try to take Wallabies through, through the World Cup. And there's been a lot of undesired results in recent times. So this is probably Fiji's best opportunity to beat the Wallabies. Yeah, in his first history. So have had a look at some of the key stats from the last round from the 2 teams. So the one key thing for the team, Ben Donaldson obviously has been added to the team once again due to his really good performance. The thing that I think the most concerning for the Wallabies is some of the defensive issues. So Marika Corambetti is probably the worst. 3 missed tackles out of 5. Donaldson missed all his tackles. So a little bit of a concern there. I mean, the rest is actually are quite okay. But yeah, Corambetti on the wing and Donaldson on the fullback, 2 of the key areas that Wallabies needs to kind of improve on in terms of the tackling. Other than that, everything was quite decent. I thought against Georgia, there was it was quite decent. I thought the scrummaging was quite even overall. The lineouts was quite good for the Wallabies, and we'll have to see how that goes against Fiji. For the Fijians though, the overall defense again, I thought it was a little bit flat against a team like Wales. So I had a look at some of the defensive issues. The captain himself, Naya Thalevu, had a few missed tackles himself. Outside of that, it's been okay. Some of the reserves had a bit of issues with their defense, but I think the Fijian defense was pretty decent against Wales. So yeah, with that being said, let's have a look at the lineup. A few changes for both teams in the starting positions. So for the Fijians, number 6, Albert Tuisue has been out, and Lavani Botia comes in at number 7 with Tangi, what was his name? Yeah, Tagilavu gets moved to the number 6 position from the 7 jersey. That's the changes in the forwards. And obviously the Wallabies, Jem Sleeper coming in number 3. Nick Frost gets called in number 4. And and with what's his name? Richie Arnold moved to the bench from the 4 jersey. So yeah, let's have a look at the lineup. Let's look at the team matchup in the forwards. So Angus Bell, Dave Perecki, Jem Sleeper mix the front rowers. Angus Bell has been the best loose prop for the Australians. Has been extremely devastating in the scrummaging, and this is going to be a bit of a challenge for the Fijians. In my opinion, it's definitely the Angus Bell scrummaging prowess is definitely stronger than the Welsh scrum. And the Fijians did have a lot of confidence in their scrummaging against Welsh. In fact, getting penalties in the second half, which was just massive improvements by the team, by the players, working very hard throughout Super Rugby to get that scrummaging down packed. But I do think that Angus Bell is, one of the top end loose air props. We shall see how that goes. Luke Tangi has been quite good against Wales. Ironi Maui has been very good with Fiji as well. And Sami Matavesi has been good in lineouts, good in scrummaging. I think that James Slipper will have a bit of a we might have a little bit of an issue here against Ironi Maui, who has been very steadily improving for the Fijians. And Slipper, like I said, has been injured for a while. He's a loose air prop by trade, and his tight head performance last year as a fill-in, I wasn't very convinced, to be honest. And so yeah, this could be an opportunity for Fijians to expose that tight head prop issue that the Wallabies are having. Number 4 position, Nick Frost and Will Skelton, 2 very good lineouts. Lineout set piece performance and just a lot of size coming in at Will Skelton. Nick Frost, I think his defensive issue has been improved a lot. But once again, against the physicality that Fijian's going to bring, he's going to work very, very hard on the field. Isoa Nasila comes in number 4, retains her jersey. And number 5, Te Hauvaru Thiri Kidaveta returns to number 5 jersey for the Fijians. Number 6 jersey, Tom Hooper has been very, very good for the Wallabies in recent times. Much better than his debut match against the Springboks, to say the least. And he's also opted in as a third lining option for the Wallabies, which is quite important as well. He's quite a big boy, at almost 2 meters tall and 122 kilos. Again, that size will be very important for him against the big Fijians. He also possessed quite a bit of agility as well. So, yeah, we'll have to see. He's not just like a lock playing in the blindside flanker position. He's a big blindside flanker, which is a big difference from a lot of, which is a very big difference and a very useful skill to have a actual blindside flanker with size and height over for as a third liner option. For the Fijians, like I already mentioned, Lakima Tagilavu is moved to the 6th jersey from the open side flanker position. Fraser McWright returns to number 7 jersey for the Wallabies. His discipline had been an issue last year and has been drastically improved for the Wallabies in recent times, which is really, really good to see. And he's one of the very always working players on the field. And his tackle also improved a lot as well. One of the highest tackle completion rate in the Wallabies team nowadays, which is a very big thumbs up for me. Navani Bautia has been called in for the Fijians at open side flanker position. Number 8 position, Rob Valentini, the big hard ball carrier for the Wallabies, as always. He's up against Viliame Mata, once again in the number 8 jersey, the veteran now in the number 8 jersey for the Fijians. In the back line, there has been a few changes as well for both teams. For the Fijians, Kuravoli comes in for Frank Lomani at number 9. Hambosi is out at 11. Radradra gets moved into 11 from 12 jersey, and Joshua Tuisova moves in to 12 for Fijians. And finally, at number 14 jersey, Ravu Tamanda is out, and Wai Nicolo comes in number 14 for the Fijians. For the Wallabies, obviously McDermott's injured, so Nick White comes in at number 9. And that's the only change the Wallabies made in the back line for this Fijian clash. So, yeah, the number 9 change at McDermott, obviously, Nick White, the veteran now. I always think Nick White is quite good, very steady, very good decision-making, good box kicks, and just brings in a lot of leadership. I personally prefer Nick White ahead of McDermott in big test matches in the starting position anyway, because I think Nick White brings a lot more stability and structure to the team. Although, McDermott is more, more agile and, more, more has more flair with the style that he plays. But I do like Nick White just in big test matches anyway. Kuravoli comes in at number 9. He was off the bench last week. He gets to the start for the Fijians, number 9 jersey. His box kicking has been quite good, and kicking game is quite good overall. So to see him get the nod at the 9 is quite interesting selection there. Number 10, Carter Gordon returns the jersey for the Wallabies once again. He's starting. He's really starting to grow into that playmaker role. But in terms of obviously his goal kicking has been an issue, and also last week I think there was one. He's still made there was still mistakes. I think there was one time where there was like wide space and he just completely missed the space out wide. Just got caught up in the moment and made the wrong decision to not pass the ball. I think there was just decision making errors like that. Carter Gordon still have to work on, and obviously that comes down to communications from his teammates, telling him, making it clear where the ball needs to go, and just having that extra bit of vision on the field, bit of help from his teammates can sort that out too. Number 10, Teddy Teller returns number 10 jersey once again for the Fijians. Has been quite good for the Fijian Endurers, and is now being rewarded in the national team for his consistency. With obviously Caleb Muntz out, Teddy Teller will be probably playing the entire tournament as the starting 10. They have not called up Vola, so Teddy Teller will probably be the man that they will be finished the tournament with. Marika Kwan-Betty returns to number 11 jersey. Like I said, his defense hasn't been as good as it was in previous years. Something that I think it's not just last game against Georgia, but I think it's been a bit of a consistent issue this year, in my opinion. Semi Radradra gets officially moved to the win, obviously, with that drop ball. I think he was on the drop the ball right at the end against Wales. But at least he gets the opportunity to redeem himself on the win, potentially with a few opportunities to score tries this weekend. In the center combination, the Wallabies has settled by as kind of like the final, the preferred setup in the center in the centers, with Sabo Kurevi obviously coming in at 12. Jordi Patea has done really well in the number 13 jersey for the Wallabies, creating space. I mean, obviously, he played last World Cup. Basically, he's debuted in the last World Cup, and he was put in the outside center position by Michael Cheika against England. So it's not like his first Rugby World Cup in the outside center. So yeah, it's quite impressive how he's managed to go from World Cup to World Cup in the outside center jersey, whilst not really playing center at all between the World Cup. Between the two World Cups, and yeah, he's been quite good. Like, just natural talented in the number 13 jersey with that offload game, and the ability to get over the gang line with his agility and speed is really impressive. The Fijians with obviously Simeon Andrandra moved to number 11. Joshua Tuisova gets called into number 12 jersey. Wasea Naya Thalevu gets the number 13 jersey once again in the outside center. The captain, Mark Nitawase, comes in number 14 for the Wallabies. And like I mentioned, Giuta Wainikolo comes in at number 14 jersey for the Fijians. Nwanga Nitawase is the most dangerous man on the field for the Wallabies. I think he has surpassed Corin Betty in the number 11 jersey. I was surprised that with the defensive issues Corin Betty has shown in recent times, they didn't just put Andrew Callaway at 11, because Callaway is a world-class winger and has much better defense and a good kicking game as well. I'm surprised they didn't just put Callaway at number 11. I think there's a bit of something that Eddie Jones needs to have a better think about how he wants to plan that, the winger and the fullback position for the Wallabies. And obviously Ben Donaldson has thrown a wrench in the selections for the Eddie Jones, kicking very well last week, missing only the first goal kick, and then found himself, landing 100%, and really good, game management as well at a fullback position. So Donaldson gets that number 15 jersey once again. For Fijians, Ilasa Dorasese retains the number 15 jersey at the fullback. In the bench now, Jordan Uelese has been called into the Wallabies at number 16. Obviously, Matt Faisler had a pretty shocking line-out throws last round against Georgia. Tavita Ikanavere has improved his line-out a lot. He was struggling a lot in Super Rugby, and now he's now he's in pretty steady hands when he comes to line-out throws. So big improvement from him. Blake Shoup comes in number 17 for the Wallabies, and then Zan Nongo finished in that prop position at number 18 for the Wallabies. Penny Ravai comes in number 17 for the Fijians. Masake Doge, is that how I say his last name? I still can't say his last name properly. Comes in number 18, and Doge has been one of the best props for the Fijians, and he's really put it on the bench as an impact player to come on the field and, as like the bomb squad setup sort of thing, where he's able to squeeze out penalties in the scrummaging, and he's also an extremely hard ball runner as well. Just a size, and yeah, he's just got the size and really strong leg strength to bring onto the field of the bench. Very, very dangerous man for the Fijians, and he's got a very good offload game as well for a tight head prop. Coming number 19 for the Wallabies, Richie Arnold, moving down. I think he was at the starting last week. He's moved down to the bench. Timo Maya Navanua gets number 19 jersey for Fijians. Robert Leota retains the number 20 jersey for the Wallabies. Albert Tuisue gets the number 20 jersey for the Fijians. Number 21, Isaac Fine Ledewasa gets his third opportunity to play for the Wallabies after being surprisingly added to the Wallabies squad, just before the Rugby World Cup announcement, for literally playing, despite not having to play any games in the warm-up matches. This is an opportunity for him to show why he's selected at number 21. Frank Lomani gets put to the bench. Again, I think the Fijians has a bit more focus on finishing this game strong over the Wallabies. With Frank Lomani, that the guy has been exceptionally well for the Fijian Endurers, gets a number 21 jersey. Number 22, Lolakai Fogeti for the Wallabies. And number 22, Vilimoni Botiu gets that spot for the Fijians. And finally, number 23 is Fijian versus Fijian. Suliasi Vunivalu gets the number 23 jersey coming off the bench. Eddie Jones might have a trick up in his bag to finish off the game with Vunivalu, potentially like some sort of high ball play, set play for him to just, maybe get a try in the dying stages if the game is really tight to just close that out. I see that as a special play that's been planned there for the Fijians. Vinaya Hambosi gets dropped to the bench at a number 23 jersey. So yeah, that's the lineup, guys. That's everything basically you need to know for this match. And let me know your thoughts. I think this is gonna be really tight. I think the Wallabies needs to win this one. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. I think the Fiji might edge this one out. I think Fijians might actually edge this one out by 5 points. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching my videos. Thanks to everybody who donates money and supports me on my Patreon. I really appreciate that. And it's inflation time, but I really do appreciate you can spare your hard-earned money. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later for the reviews this week, and stay tuned. See you guys soon. Cheers.